Hello and welcome to Artist Express. Joining us today is Bill Andrews, who lives here in Salina and is a woodworker. And Bill, we've never met before. Can you tell me how you got started with woodworking?
Okay, I'll try, Connie. I think it probably started actually back in junior high when I took shop. You know, you got to make these projects out of wood, and the shop teacher helped you, and they turned out pretty nice, and so you liked that, or you gave them to somebody and they liked that. So I kind of got into making things, and as I grew up and had a family, made a lot of things for the kids, you know, toys, puzzles, doll houses,
Nice.
things like that. So over the years, it was just fun to build things, and then I just kind of kept doing that. And then when we moved back to Salina here, we were gone a while, I was able to have a bigger shop and started to get some more machinery, you know, some power tools and hand tools and things. It takes quite a bit to do the finer stuff, in other words. So it was a process of accumulating those things over the years.
How many different kinds of saws do you have? The thing that I notice with my husband, he always can use another saw.
It seems like it, yeah. You probably have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 times, yeah, anyway, yes. So, yeah, you need kind of some specialized tools, and it takes a while to acquire those.
Sure.
So, and then I don't remember, I got to making some things when Forever Oak was here.
Yes.
Terry had Forever Oak. I made a lot of boxes for her when she was here. And she, where they got their Mennonite furniture from, you know, that solid oak stuff.
Yes.
When they'd get a load of furniture, she would ask them for their cutoff throwaway. So she got to bringing me lots of pieces of wood back. So I have a lot of, and then I picked up pieces of from cabinet shops, would throw this stuff away, the small pieces, you know. And I thought those pieces are really, they don't belong in the city dump.
Right.
So,
good
so I was
wood?
making something nice out of them. And so I got to doing that, and I got a whole kind of shed full of oak and maple and cherry. And then I got a walnut. My uncle had a farm that had a big walnut tree that had to be cut down, and he saved that for years in his granary, and then he finally decided he wasn't going to get to build a desk. He gave it to me, so that went in my woodworking shed. So I have all this wood that I have in my 8x10 shed out back, and so I just try to use. Right now, trying to use that up. Yeah, I buy a lot of or some exotic hardwood pieces to do with the inlays.
About that. Yeah.
So that adds a different touch to it.
Right. So you, in terms of inspiration, then, do you design a piece kind of according to the grain of the wood, or what makes you move forward with the project?
Not really, actually. I kind of decide what size I want to make the boxes, and most of them are small, you know, 8x10. I think I made a large one for my grandson because he was into a watch collection, and he needed a bigger box. But probably the biggest one I just made is like 10x15, so 10x15. So otherwise they're 8x10 or 9x12 or 7x9. I don't know, I just decide what size I'm going to make, and then I go out and pick out the wood. And pick out the wood, and then I decide about what kind of a top, or what kind of inlay, pick out some hardwoods and some exotic woods to do the inlays with, and try to make a pattern with them.
Yeah. You have a box with you. Could you hold that up and let people see?
Okay, I don't know how much you can see that here.
Yeah, I think that'll work well.
All right.
And then that lid comes off. And
yes, we have
here. It's hinged. Wow.
There you go. So
very nice. So you carried your pattern. Now that's not a veneer, is it? That goes all the way through.
Right. It's a solid piece of wood. Yeah, it's 5/8. It's a 5/8, all of it.
Precision.
So you cut it all up in pieces and glue it back together. It's like my wife does quilting.
Her quilt. I was just going to say, you're getting your points.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it takes. Yes.
Very nice.
And so I usually do the dovetail joints because I like the way they look.
I do too.
And sometimes if it has a bad spot in the wood, I don't throw it away. I fill it with that and epoxy and turquoise.
Wow.
Filled
Oh,
that
I
little
love that
hole, so-
effect. Now, see, I like those happy accidents like that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice indeed. Well, how has your work changed since you first started doing? I was going to say, I bet you made one of those little corner whatnot cabinets when
I've
you were in
made-
shop, didn't
I've made
you?
those, and I made the cutting boards.
Yes,
and, I
that's
started
what my
out,
sons made in
Yes,
shop.
and right, those guys, and a footstool, and I've made some bookshelves. Yeah, knick-knack shelves, just lots of little things, cutouts.
Right.
But these actually, when I first started, I've started doing more designs with the tops with the inlays instead.
So that's
instead
one of the changes
that's
that has
and
come
using
about.
the epoxy inlay in the bads
Uh-huh.
in the knot holes and things changes it. So
Well, that's just beautiful.
thank you.
Now, when you decide to do a project, do you generally have an occasion in mind or a gift for someone, or do you just kind of work nonstop?
No, and it's really just a hobby. So, and I don't work at it all that many days.
I
know.
see.
Yeah, because my shop now, I do have a room in my garage,
Yeah.
but it's not air conditioned. And
Yeah.
I do have a heater in the winter, but so it's got to be kind of nice days. And in the summer,
Yeah.
it's pretty much too hot, except
Right.
in the mornings. I'll go out there and work for an hour or two, and, but I don't work at it a lot. But usually I'll just, like I say, it's a hobby and it keeps me busy. I'll go out there and work a couple hours, go pick out the pieces I need to start a box, and most of the time I don't have a plan for it.
Right, you just let it
I'm just
develop
going to make another
as you
one,
go.
and it goes on the shelf.
Is there any part of the process that you find less enjoyable than others? Do you have a favorite part of the process that you like?
Favorite part of the process is when you get it done and sanded, when you first put the stain and the wood just pops out
Yeah.
at you, the grain. Yeah, that's what's pretty.
Then it comes to
yeah,
life.
Yeah, yeah. The sanding's probably the most boring part.
I would
It's
agree with
kinda-
that.
Yeah, it's
I don't
not
like to
fun.
sand.
It's dusty and it's not fun. So.
Yeah, well, and if it's very hot, it really isn't a lot of fun to
Right,
have
'cause
sawdust flying.
Well,
and
right, and you have a mask
Sticky,
on, and
yeah.
to keep them. So it's
So now, did any of your children decide to take up woodworking as a result of being around it all this time?
Well, yeah, I've had the boys in the shop, my grandsons, even my granddaughters. They'll be out sometimes, come out and I'll show them, start them out on the bandsaw. That's
Right.
pretty safe, as
Right.
far as the table saw can be dangerous. Some of them
Yes.
others can be pretty dangerous for a while, but yeah, they've made some things. And
Good.
in fact, my grandson came over just. He's a sophomore. He came over just yesterday. He says he wants me to help him build a desk.
Oh, big project.
Yeah, so I
yeah.
usually don't do that many big projects, but we're
Right.
going to do that one.
Good.
Yeah,
That-
we're going to start.
Now, will he kind of draw up the plans
Yeah, he
himself?
has. He's
Oh,
drawn
so-
it up. He knows the sizes. He's got a drawing. He
Good.
made a drawing before he come
good.
over.
That's great.
Yes, to fit his room. So
Now,
we'll work
did
on
he
that.
take shop?
He
Is
hasn't yet.
shop still that, I think it's one semester or so, that's required? Do they still do that? I don't
I'm not
even
sure
know.
anymore, but
Yeah.
he has not taken any shop at school.
Okay,
But I
so
have
he
another
must not.
grandson that has, and he's made a big gun cabinet. He's made a
Wow.
grandfather clock. He's made some big projects that he's taken to Hayes to show.
For the,
for
the competitions.
Yes, so
That's great.
So he's made some really nice projects.
So it sounds as if, in your experience, and then in your grandson's experience as well, that success in the classroom led to a desire to continue exploring
Well,
with that
you learn
medium.
that, hey, I can do this. Yeah, you can make something nice
Right.
that somebody will treasure or
Right.
enjoy. Yeah,
And have you ever worked with artists in other disciplines? Have you ever collaborated on a project with anyone?
no, not really. No,
Not at all?
No.
Do you listen to music when you work?
Yeah, I usually
Yeah,
do.
me too.
They turn the radio on in the
Right.
shop. Yeah, so.
Well, I know I have read that weavers, and I used to be a weaver. Maybe I still am, I just haven't done it lately.
Right.
But one of the things that I learned about that was if you listen to music when you're doing a rhythmic activity like pulling the loom back, you need to have all the same tempo or else you get a little
it's gonna change the pattern.
energetic. Yeah, and it does
It
change
would,
the way
yeah.
you pack the warp. So I was
That's
just curious
interesting.
about how you feel other art forms might influence you.
Yeah. I don't think it's that much with the shop because
Right.
a lot of the times you have ear protection on too when
Yes.
you're running the
that's
saws
right.
too. But you have the radio going
Yeah.
when things are quiet and you're doing glue ups and
Yeah.
things like
And
that.
when you're sanding, you need something to occupy your mind.
Right.
Well, have you invested in one of those, what do they, shop vac? No, not a shop vac. It's a vacuum system that takes the sawdust out of the,
Yes.
do you have that?
I do have a big cleaner because you almost have
what
to.
do you, tell me what you call
It's
it
just
again?
well, it's just an air
Air cleaner.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. That has. You almost have to have one of those if you have a planer.
Oh.
That creates a huge amount of dust. You
Right.
can't use that in the shop. So
And
yeah.
that-
So it's a dust collection system.
That's what I've
and
read
I try to
about.
hook up most of the tools to that
Yeah.
to keep the air cleaner in there. yeah.
That's great. Man,
Yeah.
you still have to dust a little bit, I'll
Oh
bet.
yeah.
Yeah.
You do have to sweep
Well,
up.
what project do you have on the drawing board now? Well, your grandson.
The desk is a
probably.
big one
Yeah.
now, so I don't have a box started. I haven't gone out to get the wood pieces to start a new one
Right.
yet. But
So
so we're going to do the desk
Do
first.
the big
That'll
project
take a while.
first.
Yeah.
Is he wanting to have it done by the time school
He
starts?
didn't have any time.
Oh,
frame,
good.
But I would like to have it ready by then.
That
so.
would be great. And now, does he live in town?
Yes,
Good.
yes, he lives
so
here in
you'll,
town, so we
that'll
can-
be nice. You'll get to
we
see him
can act
actually
together.
using the results of your work.
Yeah, right. That'll be fun.
And now, who else in your family has contributed to your development as a woodworker?
Oh, I don't know. I can't think of too many other people that were woodworkers.
So your parents and grandparents
No,
didn't
actually,
do that?
no. My dad farmed.
I
so,
see.
But again, farmers, you learn to do a lot of things yourself. You made a lot of
Exactly.
things. You fixed a lot of things, and so that I got to see a lot of that growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
So just that can-do attitude.
Yeah,
They may
right.
not have been making things for show,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they were definitely
Able to fix.
yes,
yeah.
and making functional
yeah,
pieces.
to fix
right.
You bet.
Good.
So-
Well, do you have any dreams about something you'd like to try that you've never tried yet?
I don't. I haven't thought up anything yet but I'm sure I take woodworking publications, and I'm
Oh.
always looking for new ideas
Yes.
and things. So I'm sure I'll find something too.
And in general, do woodworkers have conventions or confabs of any kind? I know your son goes to competitions
Yeah.
or went to competitions because he was a student, but for more mature
Mm-hmm.
woodworkers, are there professional organizations that you join?
I'm sure there are, but
That's
at
not
my
something-
stage, I'm not. No, it's just a hobby to
Yeah.
keep me busy at this stage.
Right. Well-
and if I can make something nice that somebody will enjoy, then I like that.
Right.
That feels good enough, and put all these scrap pieces to good use.
good use.
Keeps them out of the burn pile. in other
Right.
words, so.
Well, I know that the planing mill used to offer bags of small wood scraps that you could pick up, and I did that a couple of times for
Okay,
my
did you?
kids.
Yeah.
But now they both did take shop, and they did make a few things, but they're more the glue them together
Okay.
kind of woodworkers. So I don't think it would quite live up to your standards
Okay.
from what I'm seeing here. But wood is, I have a partiality to good paper.
Okay.
So I have a tendency to save paper scraps that,
all
oh,
right.
that's big enough. I could use that for
uh-huh.
something. So I have a few boxes around
Paper
with
scraps. Yeah, I
that
do
sort
that
of
with
thing.
wood.
Yeah.
With
Right.
wood
Well,
parts, yeah.
It just hurts to throw it away.
Well, and if some of them are too small, I take them to a friend that makes knives, and he uses them for knife handles.
sure.
Some of
Good.
the special hardwoods, rather than throwing them away. So
Good idea.
things are not.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you all enjoyed hearing about this project. And you don't have a website that shows your work or anything?
No, actually, I show it at the Flower Nook now.
Oh,
I
at the
do,
Flower Nook. I go there a
yeah,
lot of
okay.
First
I have some
Fridays.
boxes in there now.
So you can see Bill's work at the Flower Nook on Iron Street.
Right.
Hope you'll join us next time. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.